All right, everybody, Tesla just released the more affordable vehicles, and there is two of them. We'll start with this one. As expected, it's going to be a cheaper Model Y, which they've teased with the headlights. Here's what it looks like. It starts at $39,990. And there's a second car that they've released, which is a cheaper, more affordable Model 3, which looks like this. It has different rims than the other ones. We'll also go through the feature set here in a little bit. And it starts at $36,900. Now, of course, we're going to go to our super duper trusty friend Sawyer Merritt with the breaking news here. Sawyer Merritt is a fantastic account to follow on X. Model Y standard rear-wheel drive starts at $39,900. Up to 321 miles of range, 0 to 60 in 6.8, 69 kilowatt hour battery. Trolls. It has one less battery module, so Tesla's going to save some money there from a cost savings perspective. It's only available in the United States, and it has those three exterior paint colors, which is gray, multi-coat white, and diamond black. I'm going to go through the builder as well on the website so you can see all the details. We'll click through the stuff and kind of see what's in there. It's 5% more efficient than the Model Y rear-wheel drive, the original, which is now called a premium. Now, these vehicles come with a front bumper camera with a washer, which is something that Tesla has been including with their new vehicles. Another thing here that's interesting is that the Model Y standard does not come with auto steer, but it does come with traffic aware cruise control, and FSD is available as a paid upgrade of $8,000 or $99 per month. I have a lot of thoughts about that. I'll share them in a little bit. Then there's the Model 3 rear-wheel drive, starts at $36,900, up to 321 miles of range, 0 to 60 at 5.8 seconds, 69 kilowatt hour battery, again, one less battery module, so similar, literally the same exact battery as the Model Y one. It had to be 69, of course. Again, it has the same color options. It has the front bumper camera and the washer, the same setup with the FSD, a little bit smaller motors, so 286 horsepower instead of 300, and some other details as well here that we'll go through in the builder. And we'll flip through some of the pictures of what they look like. We'll go back to the Model Y. So again, this is the new Model Y with the new front fascia. If I go to the premium now, which used to be called the long range Model Y, this premium one looks like this. The standard one looks like this. So we can see that the fascia is different. So the front of the car here is different. It also has different rims. Quite a few changes in the fascia, actually, if we go flip back and forth, as you can see. Go back to the standard again, premium. And of course, the performance is one that's going to look a lot more aggressive. Let's go back here to the standard. Now, if we flip through some pictures, here's what it looks like from the side, the Model Y standard with the premium. It does look like that spinning wheel that they were teasing was the Model Y wheel. So it did end up being a rim. It's not a freaking drone or an HVAC unit. It's just a rim, you guys. So again, that's the premium. Here's the performance, premium, standard. Out to the back, here's the standard rear brake light. There's a premium. So big changes here, of course, this huge light fixture thing here that the standard doesn't have. So if we go back to standard, lots of changes actually in the back. Different bumper as well. Here's the premium, back to the standard. Very different bumper setup here with the premium versus the standard. I actually kind of like the standard one a little bit better down here, but I do like the lighting in the premium a little bit better. It does look more premium to me. And then the interior, we're going to see a lot of changes here. So here's the standard. And here's the premium. As you can see, the premium has a center console unit here where you can open and store stuff. It also looks like the materials on the armrest are different. And then you can also see that the screen is missing in the back. With the premium, there's a screen here. With the standard, there's no screen. You can also see very easily that the cloth seats are there for the standard. And the premium, much nicer seats with their faux leather that they're using. Go back to standard. You can also see the door trims are different. Here's the premium. And it also has the lighting as well. As you can see, the standard doesn't have the lighting, and it has different interior materials. The steering wheel to me looks the same as I flip back and forth. If we go back to the center console, we can also see that the charging pads look different. You still have them on the standard. Honestly, some people might prefer this this open area here. I think probably for like women with their purses, they probably would prefer this, honestly, if I were to guess. But I could be wrong. I don't wear purses. And then of course you have the two cup holders here for the standard, and the premium is going to be tucked away here with this door. Now if we go to the back seat, that's the premium, and the standard, you can kind of see it's much more downscaled. Again, that screen is missing. You can see the cloth seats instead of the faux leather seats. The trim on the door is completely different as well. And it also looks like, if we look at the roof here, it's no glass roof. So we go to premium, you can see there's a glass roof there. With the standard, there's no glass roof. And there's also the coat hook is missing. So if we go to premium here, we can see the coat hook. If we go to standard, there's no coat hook. But at least in the standard, you still have those two USB charging ports in the back, which is nice. So that's the Model Y. If we go to the Model 3, this one starts again at $36,900. standard versus premium. Actually, the standard and premium, the only difference here, which is fascinating, is the rims on the outside. They've actually kept the fascias exactly the same, and they just dropped the price by $5,500 roughly. So they just went straight cost savings on the interior, which is going to be fascinating to look through here. So here's the side, premium, standard, premium, standard. And another thing to also see here is that with the standard, you have a lot less color options. With the premium, you have a lot more color options. As you can see here, that's standard, premium, way more color options, standard. Then on the back, standard, premium, standard, premium. The only noticeable difference, again, I see is just the rims. The lighting changes a little bit for the premium, but everything else looks exactly the same. Fascinating move there by Tesla. Really fascinating. The rims again, premium, standard, premium. Let's use performance here, a little bit more aggressive, of course. Then if we go to the interior, here's the standard interior, and we go to premium. Oh, a lot less changes here, huh? So we got the cloth seats are now in the premium, and you also have different trims as well. Also, the center console looks different in the standard. It's got the standard cup holders here. It doesn't have the door, whereas the premium does. The charging pads look the same. The steering wheel looks the same to me. Again, the screen is missing here, so you still have the screen in the premium. The standard doesn't have a screen. And actually scratch that. Maybe they don't have a light. Maybe that's just a silver. You know what? That's just a silver thing. That's not a light, huh? I don't think that's a light. I think it's just a silver trim. Yeah, to me, it looks like a silver trim. So they did remove the light, which is fascinating. And now what's interesting is if I go on the website, there's no lease pricing for the Model 3, and there's also no lease pricing for the Model Y. So you can either buy it in cash with the Model Y, so starting at $39, or you can finance it starting at $728 a month with the standard on the Model Y, or $671 for the Model 3, again for the finance, no lease option for the standard. But if there was a lease option, you could see that that number probably gets much closer to like $300 a month, which I really think Tesla should do here to really make this more affordable vehicle truly more accessible for people. And I do think there's going to be a number of people that will choose to go with the more downstream products that's just a point A to point B machine. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. And instead of, say, paying an extra $7,000 or whatever, they'll choose to go with the more standard vehicle and instead buy accessories. That's what I've done all the time with my cars, with my personal cars. I buy the car and then buy accessories. Just like with my Cybertruck, I have accessories from Joa. I have this phone holder thing. I have this food tray thing that I've been using. I've been using their products for a few months now, and I really do love them. We've actually partnered for this video in case you are interested. I have a link for Joa in the description below. With my code FARZAD, F-A-R-Z-A-D, you'll get 5% off any accessories from their website. So make sure you use my link below if you're interested. But now the full picture for Tesla's strategy has become very clear, I think, with the release of these models. It's obvious that the cheapest vehicles that Tesla is going to sell that will have steering wheels and pedals are now in front of us. It's going to be the standard Model 3 and the standard Model Y. I think Tesla's probably going to be coming out with more additions to their existing product line. I wouldn't be surprised if they come out with a Cybervan in the coming months here, which is something that they've teased and something that makes perfect sense to maximize the throughput of their Cybertruck line, which is struggling right now. And of course, we have the Roadster that Elon has been teasing for God knows how long. We might get a demo for that later this year. But going into next year, we're probably going to start moving away from these types of products from the company is what my gut is telling me. These are probably going to be some of the last generational changes to the drivable cars that Tesla's going to sell. If I were to guess, the Cybervan, the Roadster, maybe they'll make some tweaks on the Model 3 and the Model Y, but any new platforms moving forward, to me, it feels like the company is going to go fully driverless. So no steering wheel and no pedal. Starting with the Cybercab, then going to the Robovan or Robovan or this freaking toaster on wheels. And of course, we have the humanoid robot coming out as well, that the company hopes will take Tesla to this sort of next generation of where it's trying to go, which is an AI-powered company. And honestly, this is kind of bittersweet because it's like, okay, it's become obvious. In my opinion, it's become obvious that if you want a drivable car, Tesla has built out the lines for all the drivable cars they're ever going to make. They're going to make different trims, try to bring down the cost as much as possible to get people into those vehicles. And then moving forward, any new vehicles are not going to have a steering wheel and pedal. Let me know what you think about that in the comment section below, because I know a lot of people are going to be very upset about that. But I also think it just marks the age that we're in, is that AI is transforming absolutely everything, especially in the physical world. And that's not something a lot of people are talking about. People are usually stuck on the ChatGPT thing, or they're stuck on the Grok thing, right? It's like, oh my God, look at these LLMs. Look at these agents. They're awesome. They're super cool. But the physical AI is going to be the thing that's going to change literally everything. It's going to change how we move from point A to point B. It's going to dramatically lower the cost of transportation. It's going to dramatically lower the cost of labor, with the physical labor, with the human or robot. That's going to open up a gigantic amount of opportunities, but it's also going to create a lot of disruption in labor markets, because now if you don't need humans to drive and you don't need humans to do work, physical work with a human or robot, what do we do? And I think those are very, very valid questions, and something I'm tracking very closely on my website, farzad.fm, where I have exclusive content for all my members. So if you're interested, make sure you go check that out. All right, we know now. We're here. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. I'll share more thoughts tomorrow. I'll let this simmer in my brain for a bit, and then I'll come out with more content. Thank you so much. Bye.